Hi, everyone. Welcome to another interview in honor of the 75th anniversary here at HRAF. Today we have Manvir Singh, Assistant Professor in the Department of Anthropology at the University of California, Davis. Manvir, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Manvir, please tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you got involved with HRAF in the first place.
Certainly, yeah. So I am an anthropologist. My intersection is at the intersection of evolutionary and cognitive approaches. Um, I think I was first introduced to HRAF in around 2014. Some colleagues and I were starting to wonder how music compares across cultures, particularly how do the behavioral and social contexts of music, how do those compare across cultures? And one of them recommended HRAF as the obvious candidate. I think that was when I was first introduced to it, but I've since become a huge devotee. I use it constantly. For a while, it was actually when you open my Google, it was like one of the suggested pages because of how often I used it. Yeah, now it's like a bedrock of my teaching and research.
And tell us, please, if you can, how you use it in your research and teaching.
Yeah, so in a couple ways. One is that a number of my projects are these systematic cross-cultural projects. So we have this one on music. I've also built this database of witchcraft beliefs. We're working on a cross-cultural project on folk tales and myths and legends. And so all of these involve systematically collecting passages of ethnographic text from HRAF world cultures and then coding them and analyzing those to get cross-cultural patterns. So that's one way in which I use it. Another is in my teaching. So for instance, I'm teaching a class right now on shamanism and witchcraft. And if I want to find a very rich case study to communicate the idea, an example that helps the students better understand some of the concepts we'll review, then I'll look up on EFRAF world cultures that, maybe animism, and maybe I'll look to Southeast Asia because I want to get something from there. And then I'll find a couple passages and turn those into lecture slides. Um, a third is when I myself just want to familiarize myself with a topic. So if I'm like starting to do research on justice, I might look at various ethnographic passages, as many as I can like reasonably read, and use EFRAF to build a familiarity and an understanding of some aspect of human sociality and human culture. And then the final way in which I use it, kind of linked to some of these past ones, is that I do writing for popular audiences. So I have a book coming out, and then I write these articles. And like kind of similar to as I do in teaching, I find that case studies and examples are a really effective way, and stories are a really effective way to communicate ideas. And I will use EFRAF often to just like find the best examples and stories. And one thing that's very cool about EFRAF world cultures is that because it's ethnographic text, you often also end up having like the stories of both the anthropologists and the people they're working with. And I find that those stories are kind of an engrossing way to communicate ideas.
And just want to say, I'm a fan of your public anthropology. I did see an article you recently published in the New Yorker, and I like to share public anthropology with my students when I teach cultural anthropology at UConn. And so I'm planning to share that article this week, actually, when I start my new class. So, in conclusion with HRAF, is there anything you'd like to say about our 75th anniversary, about HRAF in general?
So congratulations, 75.
Thank you.
That's a huge accomplishment. In the decade that I've worked with HRAF and with EFRAF world cultures in particular, I've seen it constantly develop. More cultures represented, more ethnographic sources per culture, and then the new platform has a lot of awesome and incredible new functionality. So, um, congratulations on the progress made, and I have no doubt that it will continue to develop into this invaluable resource for anthropologists. So thank you is maybe what I want to end up by saying.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today. We're honored to have the time with you and appreciate everything you had to share.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you.
Thank you.